Last thing I want to mention, which isn't necessarily obvious, but is something that I think too many of us forget, is teaching our kids directly that aside from their parents, their siblings are people who are going to probably be in their life for their whole life. They will always be connected to their sibling by blood, and hopefully they'll learn to have a good relationship with them. And so we remind our kids regularly that their primary responsibility outside of that they're not their primary responsibility. We regularly remind our kids that when they are in conflict, or even if they're just playing with friends, doesn't have to be conflict, sometimes it's just playing, we regularly remind them that their sibling is important and they should stick up for their brother, stick up for their sister, and they should not be teaming up with others against their brother or their sister. And we make a point of that because it's really important that kids learn to protect their siblings, protect their brother, protect their sister from other people as well, and not jump. It's a huge betrayal for a brother or a sister to join other people who are bullying their brother or sister. And kids feel this deeply. And sometimes we don't feel like it's a big deal as adults, but it is a big deal. And I've seen it happen even in adulthood, and it's happened to me where siblings, which who I'm not in contact with anymore, where siblings were willing to bully me in conjunction with other people. And it's a huge betrayal. And it's something that as kids, we're very careful to teach our kids. You do not team up with someone else against your brother, against your sister. Not that you can't be on opposite teams, but the moment it starts becoming hurtful, the moment you see that it's hurting someone, you need to stop. And that's something else we communicate with our kids. So these are some of the tips that we've found that help our kids build good relationships with each other. And again, I said this in a previous video, and I'll say it again here. We're not experts. We don't have adult children yet. We do have a lot of experience in the kind of family dynamics that don't work, because we both came from families that had a lot of trauma and had a lot of emotionally unhealthy situations. And so we've learned some of the things that don't work. And in watching our kids and in watching families that seem to come into adulthood with healthy sibling relationships, we've observed some of these different things. And so these are some of the things that we found that we feel like help our kids have good relationships with each other. And it's not that they never fight. Of course they do. Pretty much every day there's disagreements, there's arguments, there's fights. Sometimes there's physical violence because little kids are impulsive and they don't always remember not to be violent. But generally speaking, kids get along really well and they love each other and they're there for each other. And that's one of the best gifts we can give our kids as parents, is the gift of good relationships with their siblings. So I hope that helps, and please subscribe.